Peace talks are taking place in South Africa with the aim of ending the 2-year civil war in Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray. The Ethiopian government and its allies, which include Eritrea's military, have been fighting Tigrayan forces in the north of the country on and off since late 2020. This is a conflict that's killed thousands of civilians and displaced millions. So let's take you live to Johannesburg. Our Ethiopia correspondent, Kalkadan Yibatal, is covering the talks there. Good to see you. What are the expectations around these talks?
Well, we're at the early stages of the talk. These are preliminary talks, and we're expecting them to dictate the tone and the nature of how these talks proceed. But the hope is at least they could stop the bloodshed and end the violence. The Tigrayan forces say that their priorities would be, among them would be an immediate cessation of hostilities, because as these talks are expected to begin, the war is still raging on, the fighting is still going on, and there are hopes that at least they could begin by silencing the guns.
Yeah, the fighting continues, Kalkadan, and how bad now is the humanitarian situation?
Well, it's really bad. The humanitarian situation in northern Ethiopia, particularly in Tigray region, has been really dire for close to 2 years now, and particularly after August, since renewed clashes emerged, shattering 5 months' truce. There hasn't been any humanitarian delivery into the region, and movement within the region have also been restricted by the violence. So, which means which could only mean that the humanitarian situation is really getting worse. People are not getting desperately needed food and medical supplies, and more people are being exposed to the trauma of violence as well as needs.
Fighting needs to stop. Peace is desperately needed there, Kalkadan. But why are these talks being held in South Africa? What role is South Africa playing in trying to bring about peace?
Well, there have been previous attempts to bring the two warring parties, the Ethiopian government and the Tigrayan forces, into dialogue, and it seems that now there is a consensus among the two parties that the African Union is leading these talks, and the African Union appointed 3 mediators, including a former Nigerian president, Olusegun Obasanjo, and the former Kenyan president, Uhuru Kenyatta. And these talks are being held in South Africa. At least the first talks are being held in South Africa. We're expecting them to be at least a relatively lengthy process and complicated process, because resolving this conflict is not going to be easy. But at least the hope right now is the fighting, the war could end if the two parties could agree on something like a cessation of hostilities.
Let's hope so. Kalkadan, thank you.